Kansalaiset eri puolilla maailmaa ovat huolissaan tulevaisuudesta ja miettivät, miten ilmastonmuutos siihen vaikuttaa. Jotain tulisi tehdä, mutta mitä? Ja kuka tai ketkä ovat lopulta vastuussa tulevaisuudestamme?
We want to stop climate chaos.
If we don't do something now to change what is happening to the planet, it's going to be too late.
We need to act today. We cannot wait. We need to reduce our carbon dioxide.
How we consume oil and petrol and how we heat our houses.
Climate change is an issue that has to be coordinated globally.
Britannian hallitus on halunnut näyttää, mitä maan hallintokoneisto voi tehdä. Britanniassa on säädetty maailman ensimmäinen ilmastolaki. Britannian Helsingin suurlähetystö esitteli uuden lain suomalaisyleisölle helmikuussa 2010.
We're the first country in the world to introduce a climate change act to meet our climate targets. And the bill was introduced in late 2008. And so now we've had a chance to see how it's been run. And we've got some of the people here who are monitoring how the government is performing. So we're sharing that with Finland.
Ilmastonmuutosta on tutkittu ja siitä on keskusteltu ja kiistelty jo vuosikymmeniä. Miten britit onnistuivat pääsemään yksimielisyyteen ilmastolaista?
We found with the Climate Change Act in the UK that it was driven by people who were organised and helped to lobby their MPs by Friends of the Earth and other organisations like us. But it was that bottom-up approach that really made this law happen. It was the fact that so many members of Parliament were lobbied in their constituencies by just regular people who wanted to see something done about carbon dioxide emissions and wanted to see climate change tackled. That was really what drove this up the political agenda. It was picked up on by leaders of all parties, first the Conservative Party, later on the government as well. So it became a very consensus idea in the end, but it began with people at the grassroots.
How is it that I can understand what the real danger of global warming is, and that the men in suits who should be taking care of us don't seem to have a clue? I wish I could explain, because really, it's kind of simple.
Kansalaisliikkeet ovat nostaneet ilmastokysymyksen esiin monin eri tavoin. Mutta miten ilmastolaki on Britanniassa vaikuttanut päätöksentekoon?
The Climate Change Act is the first act of its kind in the world. It makes the UK the first country which has set legally binding limits on its carbon dioxide emissions. It's made things very positive. It's meant that political parties, that the government, departments and so on have accepted that we have to live within carbon limits. We have a carbon budget. And now the discussion is about how we do that and the best policies to get on that track and to make sure we're delivering. And that's very different from the old discussions about should we do this? Is it really a problem? Do we have to cut carbon emissions? Is it all man-made? And so on. It's been a huge step forward in moving from we have a problem to how do we deal with that problem.
They mobilised people from musicians, people from lots of different backgrounds to go and join the campaign across the UK in schools and in every town, and they got a great groundswell of public support. The idea is to encourage everyone to translate those high-level targets on climate change into really specific commitments that mobilise all the ministries and all the actors, business, NGOs, different ministries, all to work together to make a real difference to bring down the carbon levels in the atmosphere.
YK:n ilmastokokous pidettiin Kööpenhaminassa joulukuussa 2009. Kokous jäi kuitenkin tuloksettomaksi. Laillisesti sitovaa ilmastosopimusta ei siellä saatu aikaan.
It's very important after the Copenhagen summit that we Europeans we keep working. But Europe has led the way in taking action on this. We're ahead of the others. We are the older industrial nations. We are the first ones to tackle this. We are putting measures in place, policies in place, and creating new frameworks like carbon trading. So I think we've got to be part of this solution.
The point is that in the UK, we drove the first Climate Change Act, and I think what none of us want to see is that is the last Climate Change Act. It's something that could be repeated in countries right across Europe and right across the world, so I hope that today will be a step towards that in Finland.